Hello everyone, welcome back to Texas Guy Movie Reviews. Today, instead of doing Critters, I wanted to change it up because the last review just kind of got me upset about the whole Critters thing, so I'll do Critters 2, 3, and 4 later. I'm not going to do them right now. But today, we are going to do, since Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Park will be released next month, I'm going to do a dinosaur movie, but it's nothing about Jurassic Park. It's 1960s Dinosaurus. Yeah, it's got an us at the end of dinosaur. I don't know why, but it's whatever. So, to start out with this movie, do a little bit of history of this movie. I think I was in my teens, like, I don't know, maybe 13, 14, somewhere around there. And I seen this movie because all the Godzilla movies that I had, I'd watched them over and over and over again, and I was like, no, it's time to watch something else, something fresh. And so I go up to Walmart and I find this movie, and I also find Ape, which I'm probably not going to talk about that one because it's just boring and I don't want to watch it again. So we're not going to do that. Anyways, I watched this movie, and as a younger person, I liked it, but today it's okay. It's nothing special, believe me. Nothing special. So I'm going to give you a little info that they have here on Wikipedia. I really don't like using Wikipedia sometimes because sometimes they leave stuff out, but for this case I'm using it. So to start, Dinosaurus is a 1960 science fiction film directed by Irvin Yaworth Jr. and produced by Jack H. Harris. The leading role was intended for Steve McQueen, who starred in the original Blob 2 years earlier, also produced by Harris and directed by Yaworth, but McQueen passed the film up to make the Magnificent Seven, and I understand why, because he probably read the script and was like, no, I did a good movie, and then if I go and do this pretty much garbage movie, it might ruin my reputation. So I guess he went on to other things, and that's okay because this movie's not really that great. It holds a little nostalgia to me, and it's almost a guilty pleasure, but like I said, almost. And I'll let you know the reason why in my cons. And believe it or not, this movie, I actually have less pros than I do cons. So let's start off with the plot, shall we? Let's see. Okay. The film is about American men building a harbor on a Caribbean island when they accidentally uncover two dinosaurs that have been frozen in suspended animation for millions of years. They are a Brontosaurus and a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That night, during a storm, the beasts are struck by lightning and come back to life. The islanders have no idea that the dinosaurs are alive because of the storm and are now roaming the island. Also awakened is a caveman who is played by Greg Martel, who befriends Julio, an island boy, and along with the Brontosaurus, the caveman dies while holding a beam in a collapsing mine, allowing others to escape. Meanwhile, the islanders have found refuge from the Tyrannosaurus by hiding in an old fortress, which is protected by a ring of burning fuel. To ensure the dinosaur does not get in, the hero Bart, which is played by Ward Ramsey, drives out to face the beast in a mechanical digger. They duel on the edge of an island cliff, and after a tense fight, the Dinosaurus is knocked into the water, ending the island terror. The film ends with a picture of the apparently dead Tyrannosaurus on the seabed, and in an ending similar to his previous films, The Blob and 4D Man, the word "the end" are shown, followed by a question mark. So the plot, it's pretty generic, really. The thing that I don't like is all the blue screen matte shots in this movie. It's horrible. Especially when the dinosaur wakes up, which I'll talk about that here in a minute. Pretty much at the first of the movie, of course, like it says, that they're trying to build a harbor, so they use dynamite. Well, some of the charges had a delayed, I guess a delayed charge or whatever, and the main woman that plays in this movie, her name is, I believe it's Betty. She is coming up in a boat, and these guys are waving flags and everything, and she still comes up there, and she stops for a second, and they're yelling at her, "Hey, get out of the water," you know? And right in front of her boat, one of the charges goes off. She doesn't fall, but apparently this ice chest, or whatever it is, falls into the water full of food, and she decides, oh well, I'm going to go ahead and get down in my bathing suit right here in the boat and go down in there to go get the food. Well, Bart, he jumps into the water, you know, because he's trying to get her to the surface, because there's another charge that hasn't went off yet, which doesn't go off while they're in the water. But she goes down there and she's trying to find this ice chest, and then she runs in to the Tyrannosaurus Rex and faints underwater from seeing it, which is whatever, it's okay. And then you get to, after all that's said and done, you get to a part where Bart is talking to one of his co-workers named Dumpy. Now, he's sitting there talking to him, and he notices there's somebody in the caterpillar with him, and it is Julio, the boy, which I'm going to refer. His name is not Julio. I'm going to refer him as Kenny. And for those who don't know, a annoying child character in any movie, especially a kaiju movie, is a fucking Kenny. As Brandon Tenold says, he's a Kenny, goddammit. So, anyways, Julio gets out, and the island manager shows up to look for Julio. Kenny, my bad. Kenny. And you think everything's going to be okay, but then all of a sudden, the island manager, his name's Hacker, he just smacks the crap out of this kid. And it's like, dude, do you want to get punched in your face for hitting that kid like that? It's bullshit. So, anyways, let's get with the pros. Let's get the pros out of the way, because there's not very many of them, and then we can move to the cons. My first pro is the caveman. He's not a caveman, he's a Neanderthal. And he's kind of funny. He does some weird stuff. He goes into this house after he scares the woman half to death, and she scares him because she's got one of them night face masks on. I don't know what you call them. Women put them on their face all the time, but he ends up going around and doing a bunch of stuff, and eventually he's pretty much the underrated hero of the movie, because he sacrifices himself to let everybody else out of the mine, which the story on that is that the dinosaur, the T-Rex, has chased I think he chases them into the cave. They were already there. The Neanderthal and Betty was there, and it's funny, kind of, sort of, but it's not. Anyways, Bart. Now he's good. I especially like him which it's probably going to be another pro, which is excuse me, I can't talk right today. The Kenny, he's in the Katina, I guess is what they call it, and he's sitting there and he's talking with Betty and he's talking with Bart, and Hacker, the douchebag island manager, he comes in there screaming at Kenny, "Oh, I thought I told you to do your chores," and blah blah. And he's in there, and Kenny is playing with these two dinosaur toys, and they're identical replicas of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Brontosaurus, same color too. And Hacker grabs them from Julio and stomps them on the ground and breaks his toys. Now, I can't stand Kenny's as much as the next kaiju lover can't stand a Kenny, especially Kenny's in a Gamera movie. But this Kenny, you kind of feel sorry for because he kind of gets abused a lot in this movie, and it's kind of bullshit. So, with that said, another pro of mine is the shots of the island. The shots of the island is really pretty. They did, I think it was over there, I think they filmed at St. Croix. Okay, so that's it for my pros. Let's get with the cons. Of course, the con is the Kenny. My first one is the Kenny. He's so damn annoying. He gets in the fucking way sometimes, especially when the Tyrannosaurus is fixing to be biting or he's fighting the Brontosaurus, and the Kenny thinks the Brontosaurus is his friend, so he's like, "Leave my friend alone," and he starts throwing rocks and shit. And he just gets in the way sometimes, and it gets annoying. But like I said, you kind of feel sorry for this Kenny because he gets abused. So some of the stuff I let slide, but any of the Gamera Kennys, you can go straight to hell. Okay, the second con is the effects, and especially the blue screen matte shots. Man, these are fucking horrible. Like, you can, like the first kill, when the dinosaurs wake up, I guess the Brontosaurus runs off first. You don't see it run off, but they have this town drunk, this island drunk there, supposed to be watching over the dinosaurs, but he's piss ass drunk. Well, I guess he didn't hear the dinosaurs stomping around until it was too late, and it's just horrible. Like, he sits there and you could literally see the guy on the ground screaming, "Oh no, no, no," and you could tell that this was a matte shot, a blue screen shot, because the dinosaur is all blurry and the guy is in the rest of the picture that's not the matte shot is crystal fucking clear, and it's just an eyesore. Is really distracting when you're trying to watch the movie. Okay, so con number 3, Hacker, the douchebag island manager. He's such a douchebag. I'm talking, he's a fucking douchebag. He thinks because he's the island manager he can do what he wants to, but there's a governor that's above him. But since the governor is gone, this dude thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and it's kind of annoying. And he's just all around like the bad guy that you would love to hate and love to shit on, because trust me, I think he's a white guy, and he's trying to play, I'm guessing, as a Hispanic Islander. I don't know. It's really weird, but he gets what he deserves. Oh yeah, he gets what he deserves. I'm glad he got what he deserved. I'm not even going to spoil it. If you want to watch this movie, Dinosaurus 1960, it's on YouTube. You can find it, the full movie. So if anybody wants to check it out, you can check it out. If you don't like bad movies, stay away from it. So the next con I have is Dumpy. Man, this sidekick character, they didn't even need him in this movie. He's just not. He's not smart. He's not smart at all. Like they go and they're at the restaurant and they fill up a bunch of bottles with gasoline and stuff them with rags. Well, Dumpy, he's got a whole armful of them, and he walks out to the Jeep and he drops one, and after or as it's falling, he's going like it's going to explode, but it doesn't explode. And Bart tells him, you should be more careful with those, but they're not going to explode because they're not lit. So Dumpy's not smart at all, and he's really just like, he's just an unneeded character that just didn't need to be there, period. Let's see. The scaling on some of the effects is really bad. It's horrible. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to drag this on too long. And last but not least, the T-Rex roar is so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. It's just, I couldn't even describe it to you. You just have to hear it for yourself. I'm not kidding. And I'm going to add another con here. At the very end of the movie, when Bart is fighting the dinosaur with the backhoe or whatever he's using, he knocks the Tyrannosaurus off. But when you see the Tyrannosaurus fall, it's this weird it's claymation. And instead of just, letting him fall over like this, he kind of curls and then falls over. It's really weird. Like, I don't know. I can't stand the ending. The ending's kind of weird. But anyway, the running time for this movie is 84 minutes, and it can feel like a fucking eternity because some parts drag on, some parts are boring, but other than that, I mean, at best it's almost a decent movie. And thankfully I didn't pay that much for this movie, so I'm not out that much. So let's see if I can find something else. Yeah, okay. The budget was $400,000. It was almost $500,000. Now, it doesn't say anything about the movie theater. Of course, I don't know if they kept record back that far. I'm not for sure. I know it's the production companies were Fairview Productions and Jack Harris Productions, and it was distributed by Universal Pictures. The music was done by Ronald Stein, which the music in this movie is kind of random at times. It's okay. It's not like Akira Ifukube from Godzilla. It's nothing like that. So if you're going into this movie thinking, it's going to be, decent with decent shit, you're just not. Just don't go into this movie being serious. If you do go into this movie, just go into it with an open mind, and then you might like it. But other than that, it's kind of good. But anyway, I will be doing, let's see, I'm not for sure when I'll be doing it, but I'm going to be doing a 25 favorites list. But I'm going to be doing that one live, and if anyone, I'm not for sure when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to post it a little bit like maybe a couple hours before I do it or something. And I'm also going to be doing a 15 favorite Godzilla movies. I'm going to be doing that, and then sometime in the future I'm going to be doing a Ultra Kaiju-a-thon, which I'm going to be doing a bunch of Godzilla, Gamera, Yongari, Varan, stuff like that. And I might even just mix it up, where I do, a Japanese monster movie, and then I do an American monster movie. Not for sure yet, but if I do, I'll let you know. And I appreciate everybody that comes here, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, if it looks crappy, it's probably not worth watching. Later, guys and gals.